to multiply a monomial by a polynomial. First, let's talk about the difference between this and our last video. The last video, everything was all multiplied together. There was no adding or subtracting. So we could rearrange, we could take away the parentheses, because it was all multiplying. Notice here, I've got multiplying right here, the distributive property we're going to use, and I've got some adding and subtracting. And that's why we need to use a distributive property. So distributive property means to multiply piece by piece. So I'm going to take this negative b and distribute it to the three terms in this other polynomial. So negative b times 5b squared is negative 5b to the third. Let's think about that one a minute. Negative b times 5b squared. Right now you've got everything all multiplied together. Again, we'll use our learning from last module to change that b, that'll be b to the third. So that's kind of how that looks. I can just do those in my head though. So negative b times positive 7b is negative 7b squared. bb is b squared. And then negative b times negative 35, a negative times a negative is a positive, 35b. Now double check, is there anything there that is like terms that I could add together? Nope, so I'm done. Next one, y to the third. I'm going to distribute that, multiply that times each term in the parenthesis. Y to the third times negative 4y to the third. Well, negative 4y to the sixth minus 6y to the fourth plus 7y to the third. Are there any like terms I can add together? Nope, so I'm done. 4x squared times 3x squared minus 2x plus 6. So again, my terms, 3x squared minus 2x plus 6. I'm going to distribute 4x squared to each of those. 12x to the fourth minus 8x to the third plus 24x squared. Remember, I'm multiplying like bases, so I'll add the exponents. 2x to the sixth plus 7x to the fifth. So now we're going to multiply any polynomial by any polynomial. You just use the distributive property. Just make sure to multiply each piece by each piece. So let's see, we'll do one of the longer ones first, actually. So right here, there's a multiply sign. We're going to take each of these three terms and multiply it by each of those two terms. So I'm going to take the negative 2x squared and multiply it by each piece in my other parenthesis. So I'm distributing that to the other parenthesis. So this will be negative 2x to the third. Negative times a negative is a positive 10x squared. Okay, now I'm done with that one. Now I'm going to take the negative 3 and distribute it over here. So minus 3x squared plus 15x. Okay, I'm done with that one. Now I'm going to take the 4 and distribute it. Plus 4x minus 20. Now add up your like terms. I only have one x cubed term, so that's negative 2x cubed. There's 2x squared terms, so that's, let's see, think money. You had 10, you lost 3, you have 7, so that's 7x squared. Plus 19x minus 20. So again, the main idea is every term in this parenthesis needs to be distributed to every term in this parenthesis. Let's try another one. So I'll take negative 2x squared and multiply it by each term over here. So that's negative 6x cubed plus 10x squared. Okay, so I'm done with the negative 2x squared. Now the 7x has to get distributed to every term over in the other parenthesis. Plus 21x minus 35x. That one's done. Minus 6x plus 10. I feel like I messed up somewhere. Oh, here it is. 7x times 3x should be 21x squared. Sorry about that. So now I add together my like terms. So now I add together my like terms. There's only one x cubed term. There's 2x squared terms. Think money. You lose 35 and you lose 6 more. You're way in the hole now. There's my answer. Now we've done the hardest ones first, actually. Now we'll get to some of the easier ones. You'll see these a lot. You need to become very good at these. So again, I'm going to take everything in this parenthesis and multiply it by everything in this parenthesis. X times x is x squared. X times 2 is plus 2x. 5 times x is plus 5x. 5 times 2 is plus 10. Your two middle terms are like terms, so this will be x squared plus 7x plus 10. Some teachers teach this as FOIL, first terms, outside terms, inside terms, last terms. I don't teach that way, but if you've learned that, that's fine. So I teach everything here has to be distributed to everything here. So x squared plus 6x minus 3x minus 18. Negative times a positive is a negative. Add together your like terms. After a while, you start to see some patterns on these that look kind of like this. Be careful of your negatives. A negative times a negative is a positive. Then you're adding your like terms. Think money. Lose 8, lose 5. Okay. X minus 5 squared. It's tempting to say, to give this wrong answer of x squared minus 5 squared. X squared minus 25. But that's wrong. You can do that with the squared if everything is all multiplied together here. But since there's an adding or subtracting in here, we have to do this a little bit differently. Since there's adding or subtracting, you have to actually write out the problem. What does it mean to square something? When you square something, you times it by itself. So we really have x minus 5 times x minus 5. This is a common mistake that students will make is on this problem by not remembering to write it out like this. Okay, next one. And here are the last two. Remember, everything in the first parenthesis must be distributed to everything in the second parenthesis. Be careful of negatives. Add like terms.